Grandpa Bobby, do you know how to fly that thing?
Oh, yeah, I got this.
The Pima Air Space Museum is huge. It's over 80 acres and provides you a look at over 425 aircraft.
We'll post a link to their website in the description below, telling you about their admission prices and times. The Blue Angels is the Navy's elite flight demonstration squad, and we used to watch them fly during Fleet Week in San Francisco. They are amazing. There are aircraft from many different nations around the world. This one's from the United Kingdom.
One of the most unique aircraft at the museum is the Bumblebee. It was built specifically to be the smallest airplane to ever fly. This is, of course, a replica of the 1903 White Brothers Flyer.
Hey folks, if you're enjoying our video, we'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and also hit the notification bell so you can be alerted of our future adventures. It would really help us to grow our channel and help us with those complicated algorithms. Do you recognize this? This is the Grumman F-14 Tomcat. This was the type of jet used in the Top Gun movie. And no, Tom Cruise is not in the cockpit.
Yeah, but we're getting in a cockpit. So, Grandpa Bobby, what are you flying?
A plane?
Yes, good.
Oh my
good.
God, there are so many dials, I wouldn't know what to look for first.
Let's look down to see them.
Look at this. Well, I'm either taking off or heading into a nosedive.
Hey, I think you're doing a nosedive,
I got the
Grandpa.
flaps up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What's
now
this
you're down.
button? What's that button?
Yeah, that's that button. Yes.
Oh, look, I love when they do all the click, all the toggle switches. Captain, I'm giving her all she's got. Oh, that's Star Trek. Sorry.
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up.
How do you land this thing?
You're on the ground already.
Oh, okay. The entire evolution of air travel is on display here at this museum. It's amazing to think that this highly evolved aircraft started off from something as simple as a design to get man off the ground. Doesn't this remind you of the Red Baron in a Charlie Brown cartoon? It does me.
Well, Grandpa Bobby sees Charlie Brown and the Red Baron. I'm seeing the history of flight all the way from biplanes up to state-of-the-art personal aircraft.
Hey, wait for me, Grandpa! And let's not forget about the helicopter. It plays an important part in the history of aircraft, and there are many on display here.
Since childhood, I have been obsessed with float planes and seaplanes. I would have loved flying on a Pan Am Clipper. This PBY Catalina is a classic. It is so beautiful, so aerodynamic. It's just a thrill to have been able to get close to one. The PBY Catalina played a very critical role in the war in the Pacific, especially at the Battle of Midway.
Although there are 6 hangars filled to capacity with all different type of aircraft, there are also acres and acres of outdoor space. There are many different types of aircraft on display here, from military to commercial to private jets. And if you don't feel like walking, there is a public tram available at an additional cost.
It really was a great day to walk around all of these really fantastic aircraft under a sunny sky and temperatures in the mid-70s.
Ever hear of the famous B-52s? Well, here is a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, and it is huge.
The B-52 entered service in June 1955, and B-52s are still flying today.
The wingspan is equal in height to the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
While the B-52 is known as the Stratofortress, it does have a very well-known nickname. That nickname was the Buff, and Buff stood for Big Ugly.
But of all the aircraft I've seen today, this plane had to be my favorite. It's the Air Force One plane that was delivered to President Eisenhower and then used by Presidents Kennedy and Johnson. Imagine the history that this plane has witnessed. This is a later jet that joined the fleet to transport VIPs and government officials.
This is the Lockheed Constellation, also known as the Connie, and it to me is one of the most beautiful aircraft ever designed. It's also the first commercial aircraft that was ever pressurized. Being pressurized meant that it could fly above 10,000 feet and avoid a lot of the storms. That made flying a lot safer for passengers and crew. My love of flying boats continues with the Sikorsky Baby Clipper. What a beauty. You'll notice that this Sikorsky also had landing gear, which made it a major multitasker, land or sea.
No, it's not a whale with wings. It's actually called the Super Guppy, and this plane was a gigantic transport aircraft. It's so big that NASA used it to transport the space shuttle in its belly. Folks, this is only a sampling of the amazing aircraft on display here, so if you're ever in Tucson, make sure to put this on your must-see list. And remember, when you travel,
Travel your heart.